What is up, world? Welcome back. Charge the Game podcast and the WNBA. They've implemented a new policy, guys. That's right, a no bag policy, right? We've seen the recent events. There have been unidentified green objects, right? A UIGO, unidentified green objects that have been tossed onto the courts. They're hitting players or nearly hitting players like Sophie Cunningham. And guess what, guys? A second arrest has been made on these green bandits, right? These green dildo bandits. They've been starting a trend, which I'm not going to lie, guys. I think it's humorous. Okay, I think it's funny as you know what. And I think that it's actually, in a weird way, was kind of good for the game. I feel like it's just shits and giggles at this point. And you ladies are out there missing layups and Caitlin Clark isn't playing. I mean, how about we add some type of entertainment? Because I doubt that the halftime shows are as entertaining as the NBA's are, right? But guys, let's get into the new policy and briefly discuss the second arrest that has happened in the WNBA following these unidentified green objects being tossed across the nation. You guys see it here. WNBA implements no bag policy to prevent sex toy incidents at games. For the third time in a single week, the WNBA has confronted the bizarre and dangerous spectacle of sex toys hurled onto courts during live games. The pattern began on July 29th in Atlanta during a game between the Golden State Valkyries and Atlanta Dream, and continue in Chicago and Los Angeles in quick succession, right? Now, it's crazy how the WNBA can be so quick to respond to these harmless, unidentified green objects flying on the court, but we don't see this same hasty movement when it comes to Caitlin Clark, right? We don't see, and don't get me wrong, I know like a lot of people are probably tired of me beating the desk on Caitlin Clark, but I'm just saying there have been a lot of things transpired that should have immediately been investigated, but yet they were not. Now you get a 3-ounce dildo thrown onto the court and it's world news. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I digress. Each play was halted, leaving players, officials, and fans stunned. In the first incident, a spectator launched a lime green sex toy onto the court with under a minute left in the fourth quarter. It bounced near the free throw line, prompted a timeout, and resulted in the fans' arrest shortly thereafter. I mean, goodness gracious, man. The way that they are describing this thing, I'm kind of envisioning this in slow motion, like one of those old ass Air Bud movies. You guys remember Air Bud? It was always this slow motion shot or catch that, I think he was like a lab, like Air Bud was a dog. But you guys know what I'm saying. It always was this slow motion moment towards the end where it became a success or a win. And that's what I'm seeing with this dildo. The WNBA cracks down midway through escalating incidents, responding decisively. Wow. The WNBA issued a robust statement reaffirming the commitment to safety and decorum. The safety and well-being of everyone in our arena is top priority for our league. Yeah, except for when Caitlin Clark gets her eyeballs poked out or is hard fouled or hip checked, right? It's funny how they say that they're concerned about everyone in our arenas, right? Objects of any kind thrown onto the court or in the seating area can pose a safety risk for players, game officials, and fans. Any fan who intentionally throws an object onto the court will be immediately ejected and face a minimum 1-year ban, in addition to being subject to arrest and prosecutions by local authorities. The WNBA also imposed a strict no bag policy, significantly limiting what fans bring into arenas. I don't think that this is going to last long, guys, by the way. This move is designed to make it harder for prohibited items, including sex toys, to be smuggled in and thrown during games. Security checks have been tightened and bag searches intensified across venues. Tighten up. Come on, guys. This world of sports has become so sensitive. And let's be honest, this league is made up of women who predominantly use these objects. So if anything, it's gift giving, right? Why are players so mad at the very same toys that they use. Maybe they want them a little bit bigger, guys. So if you're gonna throw one of those green machines, maybe you need to go for the mother load or something, right? I mean, guys, this is actually what I feel like the WNBA needed. I was watching Jason Whitlock yesterday, and he said something about how David Stern would actually bring these people, onto like some type of panel to interview them, because it's going to bring awareness to the game, and it is a sense of humor. But I get it. You don't want it to get too out of control, but I think, every now and then, which I don't think is going to stop, I think that people are still going to go out of their way to launch these green objects on the court, and maybe they want to send a message with the recent arrest, and that is the second person arrested after allegedly throwing sex toy during WNBA game, which they probably just booked him. You know what I'm saying? It says here that this was Caden Lopez, 18, was taken into custody at the arena, according to Fox 10 in Phoenix. Says it was at a Phoenix Mercury's game against the Connecticut Sun, which reported that Lopez was booked into jail on suspicion of disorderly conduct, assault, and public display of explicit sexual material. Oh my goodness, God. Give the guy a break. Some silly 18-year-old kid, probably some college kid hammered, right? Just having fun. I don't really see the harm in this, but apparently this is upsetting to these WNBA players, who about 85 to 90% of them use these very same objects. It's just weird to me why they're getting mad. But Caden Lopez, man, I hope you're doing okay out there. You probably somehow, some way made history with all of this. And I'm telling you guys, I just don't think it's going to stop. Okay, I don't think it's going to stop. I think every now and then you're going to get these. You got some fans who are just doing it for fun. You got some fans who are doing it because, they just want to be assholes. I don't know, but at the same time, it just makes you laugh. I think the interruption of it being, on live television, maybe that's a bit extreme. But at the end of the day, I don't really see any harm in it. I mean, I'm sure some people may feel differently, but I think that it's bringing more attention to the game. You have to do things in place of Caitlin Clark not being there and change the narrative and shift the narrative to have people focus on other things. And I think that this was a healthy distraction. I'm just going to be real. Lopez said it was a stupid prank that was trending on social media. He bought the sex toy the day before to take it to the game, according to court documents. This is the 5th known incident of sex toy being thrown at a WNBA game. That's wild, guys. So with this no bag policy, you're not going to be able to stop people smuggle alcohol in, people smuggle different types of flask, all sorts of things, guys. You're not going to be able to stop this, in my opinion. I think that it's going to continue to trend. The no bag policy will not last that long. Trust and believe, guys. No one's really worried about doing time for a green dildo being thrown on the court. But you guys let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the no bag policy and my reaction. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.